Hello, Grapperinos, and welcome to another exciting episode of Probably Next Week on Raw. I'm Bryon, and I am once again, as always, joined by a man who thinks Nia Jax is a decent wrestler, Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Yes, I think Nia Jax is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Oh, really? Care to explain what happened on Friday, then?
Well, clearly, the referee, clearly Nia Jax paid off the referee, and then they got caught red-handed, so that Nia had to take the loss, so that she didn't come out looking like a cheater.
I mean, sure. I was looking through, what happened, and apparently, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a picture of Jade Cargill's injury. It looks like her forehead was fucked up real bad. It was real bad.
So did she just get busted open, or did she get like a concussion, or what happened?
I I think the busted open was kind of legit because on the photo you can kind of see on like the right side of the head, like around the eyebrow area, you can see like a huge like gaping wound,
Damn.
like and like just like loose skin, and it was just like, oh my god,
Damn.
man. Holy. So I guess moral of the story is don't work with Nia Jax. I'm gonna assume that came from Nia Jax. I think that
Wait.
moment where Jade Cargill was busted open, I think that was related to Nia Jax because I think she did a move on her, and that's when she got busted open. So
Let me see. So I'm looking. No, this isn't when she got busted open, but. Oh, dude, did you see that Tiffany also? Dude, that whole fight was a botch fest. I'm looking at highlights right now. There's a part in the middle of the match where I think this is on Nia again,
yeah.
and like Tiffany goes for a dive, I think over the top the middle rope, and she just completely misses
Oh my
Nia
god.
and Jade by like a good half a foot.
I love it.
Jeez, that's rough. That's rough.
So do you think she's gonna get good endeavored? Do you think she'll receive the letter of resignation or
Uh,
something? Like you gotta
I
go.
I don't I don't know. I think she probably goes to the mid card.
Oh man, that's true. She might get sent down to the mid card. Probably not in the women's tag team scene. Probably like challenging Julia or
Oh yeah,
something.
she got
I'm
real
not
she got
worried about
busted
Julia
open
though.
like real bad because she went head first into the effing ring steps, man.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. That whole match was just
Wow.
terrible. It was terrible
She
for
went head first
everyone.
into the damn ring steps. She's bleeding all over the floor like she's a fucking GTA character. What the hell? I don't blame all of this in Nia Jax, but like that match, now that I look at it, was quite bad. Anyway,
What
that's a
main event?
SmackDown thing, Brian. That's a
That's a
SmackDown thing. We can
SmackDown
talk
thing.
about that
Yes,
more
well, we'll
next
talk
week.
about it on SmackDown. Yes, this is Raw.
Yes.
I couldn't come up with anything Raw related. I don't know. I could just say that you are the number
Uh,
one division denier.
I had a really great week last week. I
Yeah,
had
you
a
did. Yeah.
really, really good Raw, yes. Um, Stephanie Vaquer still cannot cut promos, unfortunately.
I
They
love how that's
really
the
should just
first
have
thing you
like
notice.
they really should just have someone who can speak Spanish and also English very fluently, like a Raquel Rodriguez, right? Be her manager, or like a Ray Phoenix be her manager or something. Someone who can speak English and Spanish very fluently,
Rey
and just have her
Mysterio.
talk,
No, I'm kidding.
or Rey Mysterio, right? And have her talk, in Spanish, and then have the manager translate because she cannot do promos, and I don't think she carries this title very long. But let's get into the predictions, Brent.
Yeah, let's
Get going.
get into it. But first, we gotta get our new viewers the rules. Okay, this is the rules that we are using for the booking. All right, as you can see, the first rule is X'd out because no one cares about the rules, especially the first one by the WWE. So, whatever. We're just using whoever at this point. And as Mike said, we're going to give you our bookings and predictions for the next show as we head into Crown Jewel. And then we're going to give you our points after we watch that next episode on the next episode of this show. Yes, let's talk about the scoring. And yeah, it's just, we're going to score based on these points. Whatever. And I have 10 points. I didn't record or not record. I didn't write down your score. What was your score? Was it 11?
Let me calculate it right now. I forgot to give it to you. Let me see. Is 0.5. So 5, 6, 9, 11. Yes, 11.
6, 9, 11.
6,
Nice,
9,
nice.
11. Yes.
Nothing like immature humor, I suppose. All right. Yeah, care to talk about how you got the 11 points and how you feel about that?
Yeah, so I got JD McDonough and Rusev correct out of nowhere. That one was not mentioned in a previous episode. That one was not booked at all. That was just completely out of left field for me, and I got that right. I got New Day and Waller versus Warriors and Penta right. That was not announced last week, but that was mentioned in a backstage segment. And then I got points from LA Knight and Jey Uso.
Okay. I got 10 points. The majority of it is the appearances. All right, I got Cody showing up. I got Division, which I didn't count as 1 point. I counted it as Seth Rollins, the Bronze, and Paul Heyman. Maybe we could change that. I mean, 1 point for tag teams is what we set. For factions, it's different, but that is what we set. So just 1 point for everyone in the faction, I suppose. And then I got the Stephanie Vaquer promo segment kind of right. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. She just showed up and answered some questions, delivered a promo here and there. And yeah, that's about it, really. To be honest, that 10 seems it's kind of a bit too much, but I don't know. It's probably due to the point designation that we have here. But anyway, let's get to next episode's announcements. We got Rusev versus Dominic Mysterio in an IC title match. We also have Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez and the Usos versus Division in a WrestlePalooza rematch as they go head to head in a Tornado tag team match. And without further ado, let's book this thing and get to my version of the show as Division go to the ring. They talk about what happened on SmackDown, and Seth once again mentions Cody and the words that he told him last week on Raw. And Seth says that he refutes everything that Cody has been saying about Division. All right, Paul Heyman is not a goon. These two bronze are not goons. They are the future. And Seth will be the future and he will prove it against Cody at Crown Jewel. And I think this is the go home show. Maybe. I might be wrong. But he's gonna prove everyone. And he is going to prove to Cody that they are the future. Division is the future. And to prove it, he is going to challenge Cody to a match against Braun Breaker on SmackDown. So not on Raw, on SmackDown. And then we have Braun Breaker cut a promo on Cody to hype up their match on SmackDown, saying that, he's gonna take him down, use some Steinerisms here and there. You got a 50% chance of winning. whereas I have a 99.5% chance of winning. Whatever math you want to put on there, I suppose. And he then gets interrupted by the Usos. The Usos, excuse me, they come out and they tell them division that they should be focusing on the Usos instead of Cody, because Cody ain't here and they are here. So why not, focus on us, bro? And Bronson responds that they don't matter because they are a bunch of nobodies who are put together because WWE Creative has no idea what to do with Jimmy Uso. And the Usos then say that they don't have to settle it tonight in our main event. We can just settle it right now. And we're going to have a brawl between them. And that's it. That is the start of the show. Very chaotic. That's what people like, I suppose. And we move on from that to the IC title match between Rusev and Dominic Mysterio. And I am going to have Rusev win by submission. And we are not going to have any interference from the Judgment Day. And this will lead to an argument between Dom and Finn backstage. And that may lead to Dom breaking away from the Judgment Day at some point. We're going to plant some seeds there again. And we're going to have it start with Dom losing that title, blaming it on Finn Balor. And then when everything goes bad, I guess Liv can come back and blame it all on Roxanne Perez, so she gets booted out. I'm just spitballing fantasy booking here at this point, but I think that's what will happen. And I don't know if this match is gonna be at Crown Jewel. I don't think so, but that is what I will have, regardless of where it takes place. And we're gonna move on from that to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the El Grande Americanos. Which one? I guess all of them. I really don't know, so I just cloned the original El Grande Americano and I just copied and pasted him over here. So yeah, he's
I
gonna
think El
take on-
Grande. I think
Yeah.
El Grande has like two other minions from AAA. Like he has like
Okay.
I forget what they're called.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. I just called them El Grande Americanos. Oh,
I think it's like Americano Uno and Americano Dos. I think.
oh great.
Yeah.
Oh great.
Let me see
All right.
here.
Well,
You can continue. I'm gonna look at it.
so all right, I'm gonna have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee win here, and I am going to have the whatever the minions are called. They're gonna beat them down after the match, and we're gonna have this go into two different matches. Well, actually, not two different matches. Sorry. We are going to have it lead to Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano on the Go Home Show or Crown Jewel. Now, AJ Styles has John Cena, so obviously he cannot, further engage with the El Grande Americanos. So we're just gonna have Dragon Lee carry on the feud with that because he's suited for AAA, so we might as well continue with that.
Am I reading this right?
What?
One of the managers in AAA is Vampiro.
Yeah.
Like WCW Vampiro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
so. Yeah. I could be
Alright.
wrong though, but I mean, look, all the filthy animals go to AAA after WCW folded, all right?
True.
So it's gonna put it out there. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have them lose to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, beat down, and then that leads to Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano at the Go Home Show or Crown Jewel. Moving on to Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez. I'm gonna have actually Raquel Rodriguez win because of an interference from Lyra Valkyria, which is meant to help Bayley. but does not help Bayley at all. It actually helps Raquel out, and that leads to Bayley pushing and berating Lyra after the match. And that is when we have Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria at Crown Jewel. Yes, I will make that match because I think this is going to be a match that cements Bayley as a sort of psychotic villain. And then we can move her on to another mid card women's feud and gradually push her to Becky Lynch and the IC title, or I should say the women's IC title, and get on there, I suppose. That's that. We're gonna move on to Asuka. Asuka is coming onto the ring. She talks about what happened last week, in which she turned against Io Sky. She explains that Io betrayed her family to join with someone who is not like us, who is a dirty, stinking Australian by the name of Rhea Ripley. And she doesn't consider Io family anymore because of what happened. And with this, she wants to move on with Kyrie. She wants to once again establish dominance on the women's roster. And she wants to pretend that Io doesn't exist in her life anymore. Adam Pearce then comes out and says that there is a brand new opportunity for you to establish your dominance over the women's division and makes a match between Asuka and Maxine Dupree. That's right, Maxine Dupree. Why? Because last week on Monday Night Raw, Maxine Dupree talked to Adam Pearce and she wanted some opportunities. She wants to, gain some, I don't know, confidence or gain some momentum in the women's division. And she wants to prove that she wants to work hard and achieve a lot. And Adam Pearce is like, all right, let me think of something. And I think this match is probably going to be the best match for her. Unfortunately, I'm going to have Asuka win by submission. And I don't know, Maxine Dupree can sort of carry on the sort of underdog mentality. I think we're going to book her like an underdog where she's going to have a few losses and we're going to have the people care for her because she's a babyface. And then we're gonna strung some wins that are, hardly won, I suppose. Like it's hard to win, but she wins anyway because we're gonna give her the Sami Zayn treatment, is what I'm saying. So we're gonna have her lose to Asuka here, and that starts the underdog push for Maxine Dupree, and we're gonna move on to the main event, which is the Usos versus the Vision in a tornado tag team match. And I'm gonna have Division win by pinfall. And then after the match, they beat down the Usos. And then we have LA Knight come out and help out Jimmy Uso and super kicks Jey Uso. Or not super kicks, sorry. BFTs Jey Uso. And then we're gonna have Cody attack as well. But they are defeated. And then we have Randy Orton come out. He evens the odds, or tries to. And he does so successfully. And the baby faces come back and close the show when they are on top. And Division is kind of laid there. And Seth Rollins is going to have a bit of an issue dealing with that. And that is when we can have Brock Lesnar come in after Crown Jewel. And Paul Heyman can make that alliance come true. And that is when we set up Survivor Series in that War Games match. Any questions?
So I was going back and forth on having LA Knight turn semi-heel or tweener. And I don't know if I want to do it yet. I think I'd rather save that for Survivor. I think they're going to save it for Survivor Series because I think it presents an interesting storyline going into Survivor Series, almost like CM Punk last year when he was aligning with, or not
Roman
sorry,
Reigns?
not CM Punk, Cody Rhodes,
Oh,
where
Cody
he
Rhodes,
was
yeah.
aligning with like the new like the bloodline against the MF at that time MFTs with Solo and
Yeah.
Jimmy and yeah. So that I think is what they might do, is have LA Knight be on the side of, it would be Jey Uso, LA Knight, Cody, and CM Punk, probably. And LA Knight is going to be the guy who is like, oh, will he work with them? Like, will he get along? Like, is he going to actually help them out? Like, I think that's
Okay.
what it's going to be. I think they tease some conflict between him and Jay throughout the build to Survivor Series.
Okay. I see you're ripping off the Will the Rock join the Dangerous Alliance or whatever plot line from 1990. What is it? 2000 whatever. Whatever. Way back when. I guess we're ripping that off. I suppose. But that's interesting. I've never thought of that. LA Knight being a tweener. If they decide to go full tweener with either that, or I'm thinking Jey Uso might turn heel and just break up the Usos and go at it himself and maybe join the Vision, which is kind of weird. He might need some explanation for that too, especially when he is linked to Roman Reigns as well. But it's definitely gonna come ahead to the War Games match and deciding who is gonna be in which side, because War Games matches are 5v5, and based on what we have in front of us, we can kind of tell who the 5v5 configuration is gonna be. Right? It's gonna be the Usos and the Vision, and then we have Cody and LA Knight. Maybe a Roman Reigns added to the mix. Maybe a Randy Orton added to the mix, right? And then on the heel side, you have Brock Lesnar. And then you have the Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. So that's 4. They need like a 5th person. So it's gonna be interesting to see who is gonna be joining each of the teams as we go to Survivor Series in the War Games match. But I think if LA Knight does go the full tweener route, I do think it's gonna make it interesting, and it's gonna set up some interesting alliances as you head into War Games and the stories that are gonna come out of that. I suppose PLE. But yeah, I didn't even think of that, but that's actually an interesting idea. Any other questions?
Well, we all know that they don't do interesting ideas. They do whatever idea will make them the most money.
That's true. That is true as well.
Yes.
Which means they're gonna bury LA Knight and they're gonna put him in the War Games match, and he is the first one to get pinned.
he's the referee.
he's he's a special guest referee, and he's just standing outside the ring. He's just like, guys, what the hell? Why you bring a table? Why you bring a table? Come on, man. But yeah. Whatever. Any questions? Or any other questions, I should say?
Nope. I'm ready to get to my card.
Alright. Let's head into your card, starting off with.
We start off with a Seth Rollins promo. He basically puts himself over for Crown Jewel champion. CM Punk interrupts him. He challenges him to a rematch after Crown Jewel, possibly on a Raw. He's like, I want you 1-on-1 again. Becky, who came out with Seth Rollins, confronts him, gets in his face, does the little slappy do thing again, and then AJ Lee attacks her from behind, grabs a microphone, and says that she wants to challenge Becky to an IC title fight at Crown Jewel. Did I predict this last week? Yes. Was I wrong? Yes. Do I think it'll happen this week? Probably, because they need to fill out the card. And who the hell else is going to fight Bayley for the IC title?
Becky. You meant Becky. You said
Sorry,
Bayley.
who the hell else is going to fight Becky for the IC title?
Yeah. So you're gonna make that announcement at the Go Home show which means there's not a lot of. Well, I guess there's some build,
I mean,
but
there is
yeah,
build from their prior match.
yeah, I guess. But I was thinking that they're gonna save it for Survivor Series at least, just so that there's like more heat between them. That the audience is just like, okay, right, let's have these two fight at Survivor Series. I think that's a Survivor Series match. I don't think that's a Crown Jewel match, but if they do make that announcement, it's definitely gonna be surprising. I was gonna ask you if AJ Lee is on the special, whatever is booked for the show, right? When you get tickets, I was gonna
Oh
ask
no,
that.
no, it's I think it was CM Punk, Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley,
Okay.
Seth Rollins, and LA Knight.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, we're gonna move on from that too.
Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez. I think Bayley wins despite interference from Roxanne, thanks to help from Lyra Valkyria. Uh, Lyra gets in the ring and Bayley attacks her anyway because Bayley is schizo.
Yep. Okay, you're gonna have Bailey win. Interesting. Now, so you're saying that Bailey continues her feud against the Judgment Day members, and that you want
Um,
this sort of. So
maybe.
I don't they. No, they don't hold the women's tag team. I was just kidding. But so, are you going towards a Bailey Lyra team up, or what future are you planning with Bailey
I
here?
I think that they go with probably Bailey build back into being the IC title picture again.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. The IC title. All right.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're gonna put that at, I don't know, Survivor Series, Saturday Night's Main Event in December. Like, where would you put that?
Maybe at Survivor Series. If that truly is John Cena's last match, I don't think there's much else that gets put on that card.
Okay. I mean, Survivor Series is one of the big four, so I'd imagine they'd probably put like 6, 7 matches on there. Like it's as kind of important as SummerSlam or WrestleMania. So even though it's on a lesser sort of, I don't know, name recognition, I suppose. But I think they're gonna put a 6 match card, and definitely one of them is Cena versus whoever. And yeah, I was thinking that Bailey would sort of, yeah, feud with Lyra and just forget about the Judgment Day stuff. But all right, whatever. We're gonna move on from that too.
A Stephanie Vaquer promo. I know I just spent literally like 5 minutes talking about how she can't get promos, but I think she gives a very short, very brief promo, the same she basically did last week. She is interrupted by Rhea and then eventually Io, both of whom are arguing, that say that they want the title a shot after Crown Jewel. The Kabuki Warriors come out. They first attack Rhea. Io again is like, hey, what the hell? And then they also attack Io. And then this, I think, will eventually lead to Rhea and Io teaming up against the Kabuki Warriors, probably at Survivor Series.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't I think it's too early for Crown Jewel. And you might as well just build that out to a Survivor Series, or maybe if there's a Saturday Night's Main Event before then, maybe that. But yeah, I would definitely just save it. Don't put a Crown Jewel. Okay, so I am going to ignore the fact that they're fighting over a ring that frankly has no value. Really, it has no value. So where does Stephanie go from here? Who do you think is her next challenger? I People are
Uh,
saying Rhea, which
yeah, yeah. I think it's Rhea. I think it goes back to Rhea, honestly.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Okay, we're gonna move on from that to
Usos versus the Bronze. I think that the Usos win. I think that they LA Knights, or I think what happens is that they, meaning the Bronze, uh, try to win. Because remind me if I'm wrong, a tornado tag team match is not a no DQ, right? It's a tag team
it's
match where both members can be in the ring at the same time.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's not
so
a
what
no
I
DQ
think
match.
it's
It's
not a no
it's it's a
DQ,
regular
right?
tag team match, except everyone you cannot tag in. Everyone is
Yes,
in the ring.
there are no tags. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think what happens is LA Knight comes down, prevents the Bronze from trying to cheat to win with some like weapon or something. Um, that leads to the Usos winning. Jay confronts LA Knight after the match. It looks like they're going to get into a tussle, possibly. And then Jimmy Uso comes in and breaks it up. And I think they continue to tease this tension between Jimmy and Jay uh, going into Survivor Series.
All right.
I was
Sounds good.
about to book the same thing you were going to book, or predict the same thing you were going to predict, where LA Knight comes in and like BFTs Jimmy and then or
Yeah.
Jay, and then that leads to them losing. But I I don't think you turn LA Knight heel right now.
Okay.
He's way too over still.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. So right, and you're building off of the teasing the will he won't he kind of deal, which I
Yeah.
can understand. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'd be surprised if they go that route. I mean, as you said earlier, they don't go with interesting ideas. So we'll see if that happens. But okay, you're saying Usos win here.
Yes.
All right. Interesting outcome for you as well from the prediction side. I was thinking the Bronze would win, but all right. And finally, we're gonna wrap it up with
The IC title fight. This is between Rusev and Dominic Mysterio. I think Rusev wins this one. Even though Dominic is extremely over, uh,
yeah.
I, I, I really don't know where else to go with this man.
I
Um,
yeah.
and I think that Rusev, I think they're gonna build him almost like another Gunther, where he's this
Yeah.
strong, you know, machine that just tears through everyone. Um, and can be used as like both a heel and possibly, kind of like a tweener. Um, and as much fun as I think Dominic has been, I think at the beginning it was funny, and him being a chicken shit heel where he wins using basically not dirty tactics, but like being almost like Eddie Guerrero, sort of winning by you know tricking his opponent was fun at first, and then it just kind of got old, and now it's kind of stale and frankly boring. And I think we need a little bit of a facelift, a refresh. And I think Rusev takes this by a submission, because I also think that this leads, probably like you said, to a breakup of Judgment Day. Hopefully, because Dom has been kind of a bitch to both Finn and JD, and I don't think they come out to help him here. So
And plus, I think Dominic Mysterio has a Triple A title, or what is
yes,
it, the Mega Triple A whatever, the Mega
yeah,
Triple A title, and he can just go on to AAA and just try to defend that, right? And then hype up his AAA matches on Raw for the ad-free Netflix people. So I I do yeah, I definitely agree that Rusev should win here. Imagine though if Dom wins. Like
Then who the
or
hell gets the belt after him? Like who gets it? Who?
I don't know. It could probably be one of his. I mean, if you want to go the route of Judgment Day not being there anymore for Dom, I suppose you can grow some sort of resentment from Finn, where Finn is like, "I want to challenge you for your title," and that's gonna sort of create some sort of friction in the group. I suppose you can go that route, but I don't know if they would. Like that would kind of cause some civil war between the members of the Judgment Day. So I don't know if they go that route. Again, WWE doesn't really run with interesting ideas, but I think either that or a no DQ where it forces this match to be on Crown Jewel. Because again, we gotta make the card. So I the more probable thing for me is either a no DQ that leads to a Crown Jewel match, or Rusev winning. Like those are the two possibilities that I can kind of think of. I don't know what you think of that, but that's what I think, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. I think you're right.
Great. Nice to see we're in agreement. And with that, that is it for our predictions and bookings for the next episode of Raw. As stated earlier, we're going to watch the next episode and we are going to base our points on how accurate our bookings are to what happened in the episode. And we're going to give you our points on the next episode of the show. Until then, thank you for ordering a pepperoni pizza called probably next week on Raw from Grapperinos. And remember, if you are down for some fresh, oven-baked, crispy wrestling content, stop on by Grapperinos and order yourself some content you can grapple with. See you next time, Grapperinos.